Hello everyone, my name is Tatiana and I'll be talking about the Group M India in my presentation. Group M was established in India in 2001 as a media investment management arm of a company called WPP. It is a British agency with headquarters in London. Group M was the world's largest media agency network with the 90.8 billion worldwide billings, which is 35% bigger than its nearest competitors. The agency provided clients with above and below the line media planning. It was also buying specialist sponsorship and branding entertainment services. The total billings group India contributed around 6% or 5.6 billion back in 2012. Those are the list of agencies that operate under Group M India. Those are Mindshare, MEC, Mediacom, Maxis, Motivator, Dialogue Factory, and Dialect ESP, Entertainment, Sports, and Partnership. We were asked to evaluate whether Group M is a digitally mature company, and before I get into that, I would like to explain what digital maturity is. Oftentimes, terms digital maturity and digital transformation is being used in the same context, presumably meaning the same. Even though the meanings are extremely similar, they are not identical. Digital maturity goes far beyond simply implementing new technology. It is a continuous and ongoing process of adaptation to a changing digital landscape. Maturity is a gradual process that unfolds across the organization over time. Digital transformation is the adoption of digital technology by a company to improve business process. Both processes are equally important for the company and complicated in its performance. MIT Sloan Management Review and Deloitte's third annual study of digital business highlights 5 key practices of companies that are developing into more mature organizations. Practice number 1 is implementing systemic changes in how organizations develop workforce innovation and cultivate digitally minded cultures and experiences. When back in 2012, CVL Srinivas took the leadership of Group M India, he was concerned that the company would get comfortable already taking the high position among similar companies, and from that point he had 2 options: follow the same path or acknowledge that the future might bring lots of changes and the company also need to change to stay relevant. Srinivas was that leader who understood the importance of systemic changes, and he has led Group M to a record number of new businesses, launched several groundbreaking projects, and received multiple honors, making India one of the Group M's most successful operations worldwide. Key practice number 2 is playing the long game. A digital maturity organization's strategic planning horizons are constantly longer than those of less mature companies. India has skipped a generation of digital growth, and it bypassed the personal computers and moved straight to mobile phones. The time spent on mobile devices had doubled from 2012 to 2013. As digital media gained traction, Srinivas realized it was time to recommend digital to clients. His aim was to change the group's profile by developing new mobile media strategies. He was also looking at new marketing platforms based on digital assets. Another step toward digital maturity was the establishing of Project Madhouse India. It is a Group M's mobile marketing center of excellence in 2012. It was a company that provided a full range of mobile marketing services for the branded advertisers. The key practice number 3 would be scaling small digital experiments into enterprise-wide initiatives that have business impact. Basically, it means the small innovations tend to lead to big innovations. One of those was a project called NewMe. It was launched in 2013 and has helped to make the agency's media product more data-centric and digitally charged to keep clients ahead of the curve. NewM was created because Group M realized if the organization has to transform, the people within the organization have to transform and start looking at new me of themselves. The Madhouse India was another project contributed to that, and another project was called Dialogue Factory. It's another project that was helping to shape the market. It is the end-to-end offering that can provide strategic value to clients. Number 4 is key practice, is becoming talent magnets. Employees and executives are highly inclined to jump ship if they feel they don't have opportunity to develop skills. Digital and maturing organizations typically understand the need of attracting and developing digital talent, and their developments the efforts to develop the talents often go far beyond traditional training. The Group M created the Youth Executive Committee, which selects young talent from across the network to participate in leadership along with the senior leadership team. The goal of the program was to harness the talents that reside at the junior level of the organization. This helped the company to cut through the hierarchy and get to know what the future leaders want and how they can contribute to changing the organization. Number 5 would be securing leaders with the vision necessary to lead digital strategy and a willingness to commit resources to achieve this vision. And we all can say that Srinivas was that leader that took the right steps to the digital maturity and also the creation of a youth executive committee. Even though the Group M was on the road to success, it was dealing with some internal changes. The company had a few gaps that it needed to address. The product gap. Group M placed a strong focus on traditional media, but by the time, digital was already the third largest media after print and TV in terms of advertising spend, and it was 50% more than radio. To close that gap, companies should have conduct industry research, establish broad objectives for the client's product and service, highlight customer segmentation, define specific market tactics, and plan and manage the advertising campaign for the client. The profile gap was indicated by the fact that much of its portfolio was in traditional business, fast-moving consumer goods, automotive, luxury, and so on. Clients were looking at greater accountability for their media investments, and since mobile marketing was on the rise, the priority would have been building a digital platform for the mobile users. The young people who have been with the Group M company for 2-3 years tend to leave. They were leaving not to different agencies, but to other startups and e-commerce. They saw more opportunities there. The key priority was to attract new talents, and the way to do that was to create incentive for the potential employees, attract them with possible bonuses and career growth, and also retain existing employees, giving them the ability to grow. Group M was not fully ready with a sufficient depth and breadth of campaigns to be confident about what would work on the mobile and to commit strategic solutions to the clients on mobile. They were very good with the traditional media partners, but they needed to start building partnerships with the data and technology players in the market. The priority would have been to embrace partnership, not to look at them as a competition, but approach them with an open mind to create solutions for the clients. On my last slide, I would just wanted to highlight all the gaps and talk about the initiatives that could be taken to resolve them. To close the product gap, companies should become more client-oriented. The objective is to ensure that marketing message appeals to consumers, appears in the right place, in the right time, and the client is paying the best possible price. That is why it is imperative to conduct market research. Basically, the company has to personalize its approach to clients rather than grouping clients under the same one template. To close the profile gap, companies need to digitize their services and create platforms according to the client's demands. Since the usage of a mobile phone rapidly increased in the solution to create a mobile platform can be easily accessed by the users and used by the commercial organization for the advertising purposes. People gap should be addressed by attracting new talents. For example, the hiring process should consist of a few steps where participants could not only reveal their talents but also compete in winning a position with the company and also possible starting bonus in form of cash. The partnership gap is probably one of the hardest to fill. Most businesses regard their other businesses as their rivals, and as a result, they are hesitant to form partnership, or the company is looking to form an alliance with a big, well-known company. That is certainly advantageous, but we should not forget, as with the new talents, there are a lot of possibilities that have yet to be discovered with the startup companies. They can bring a lot of fresh ideas to the market. Thank you for listening, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.